Okay guys, so before we start, you would have to make yourself a project folder. Mine is called programming with YouTube next to it. As you see, I have many other programming folders with Eclipse, another one for IntelliJ, and then for Unity. Yeah, and now this one's my YouTube one. Within your like main project folder, you want to make your project. Like just a folder for your project. This will be the first tutorial on this channel, as I have another channel which I will link in the description to show you how to download Java and download the um, um, IntelliJ IDE. So when you finish that, um, just begin to open up your IntelliJ. As you see here, I have a lot of projects already made. You won't see this, but you will see something like this. Within here, you would want to click on Create New Project and make sure you select your version of Java. I will be using Java 1.8, which is Java 1.8.0 74, which is going to be this one. You might have a different version. I think in the video in the description, the version is 1.8.032 or something like that. It shouldn't matter if we're on the same main version of it, which is 1.8. Then click next. Oh, before that, make sure you're on Java, not Java FX or Android. These two are different, and these you haven't learned yet. Uh, Click next, and you don't need anything with this yet. We can create a template, but for now, we'll practice on doing the main statement, and that's gonna get you preparing for uh, using templates, because making the main statement and constructors for that uh, is gonna it it won't eat up your time, but templates gonna make it faster. And then you would just want to click these three dots, browse to your main programming folder, as mine is programming YouTube, and then select on your project folder, which is tutorial one for mine. As you see, I have three different hard drives, and mine's on my C drive. You can make yours wherever you want, uh, most preferably on the desktop, so you have a better place to store it. Mine's on my Z drive, which is my biggest drive, so that's why it's on there. Since I have a lot of other things I'm saving on my C and Y drive, then just click OK. Make sure you have the right project name and make sure you have the right project location, and click Finish. Give it some time, it'll load up. Normally, I would just um, leave this checked. It'll tell you different tips you can use when you're using this particular IDE. Just close it out. As you can see, it's currently doing this thing right now. So you can either just let it finish or just go to File and then, oh no, not File, my bad. Um, Click on this drop down arrow, Source, New, and then Java class. Then I'll name my class main. You can name it basically whatever you want. Apple, fish, but for me I prefer main. Because that's where I would keep my main statement. He- This is how you define a class in Java. Public class main. Um, Oops. Let me turn down the volume on that. Okay. So to start off, we want to make our main statement. So is public static void main, and then don't forget your brackets and your parentheses. And within in these parentheses, you want to make your string args um, string args parameter, which defines that this will be your main statement. You don't have to worry about what this means so far. Just know this is how you make your main statement. And in the video linked in the description, I think I made it so that you, oops, yeah, that's wrong. That was C++. Um, you would do system out.println, and then this would let you print something out to the console. So hello world was what we probably have for the last one, and then you can just debug your program. Go to run and debug. Select main. Let 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 this do its thing. For me, I would have to allow the access, and as you can see here, it'll print out hello world. Um, you can print whatever you want out from here. So, oops, excuse me. Let's say my name is whatever you want your name to be right here. And then the cool thing about this particular IDE is you can just go down to this button right there, and it will just recompile main and run it again for you. And as you can see, my name is, insert your name here. But you should already learn this from the first tutorial, which will be linked in the description again, or I'll have something pop up on the screen like around here or toward the bottom. But in this particular tutorial, I want to go over what variables are. So variables that you know in math, let me pull up Paint. Variables, as you know, particularly in math, you would be your x or your y, right? Oh, yeah, my y looks bad. So your y. Okay, so this would be your variable in math. So you would do something like 2x equal 4, and this would be your variable. Well, in Java, you would technically do the same thing. You would assign a name to the value that you want. So let's say we have an int. This is your data type. An int is an integer. So we would have to name it. So let's name it variable and then make it equals to 2. Let me zoom this in for you. Uh, crap. Mm, how was it that I zoom? I forgot. Oops. Let me just cut this part out so you don't have to like see me tormenting myself on figuring out how to zoom. Okay, so now that we're back, I'm sorry about that, guys. My settings were wrong. I forgot that I went went to a new version of uh, IntelliJ, so my settings were all wiped out. So to change the zoom, all I did was go to View and check Toolbox, and that should bring up this toolbox. Then click on Settings. Go down to um, Editor, and general, and just check this box right here, and that would allow you to hold control and use your mouse wheel to zoom. That's all. Okay, so back to what we had. So a variable, as you can see, would let you assign a particular name to your value. Um, let's make another one. Let name it x, because that's what we're more used to. So as you can see now, x is equal to 10. But here I also have a variable that's equal to 2. Let's make it z equals to variable plus x. So what I did here is I took this variable and added to this variable and made that equal to z. So now let's do what we had before. System out dot print line, and then let make um our first variable is, and then this plus sign right here is how we combine bind something in Java or just programming in general from what I know of. Um, oops, that probably came from somewhere. So we're taking our string and we're gonna combine it with something else, and we're gonna combine it with our variable. So what you would do is you would take the variable name and just type it down here. So our first variable is variable, which is this, and variable should be equal to 2. And then let's do that again. System.out.println. Our second variable is x, and this x would take the spot of our 10. And then oh from eh, um from what you can tell, you have something called your code completer or whatever, and basically what that lets you do is just shorthand type your code. So you can just click on it and it'll type for you. But for now, we'll just want to type it all out so you have a feel for how to actually type your code. And so what should we call this? Adding our first and second variable give a total of, and then z, which would be the combine of variable and x, which should print out 12. Okay, so basically, why did I do this? Um, let's just print it out first. Okay, so as you can see, let me zoom this in. So our first variable is 2. So our first variable is variable, which is 2. Our second variable is x, and x is 10, so here's 10. And our second variable is z, and z is equal to variable, which is 2, and it's going to be added to x, which is 10. And as we can see here, our total is 12. So back to what I was saying. Why are we using variables? So let's say we have um, multiple instances of twos or static twos where we don't want to change this value. Um, let's have one more down here. And let's say this static 2 or static variable. and that'll be variable. So from what you learned, um, var these two variables will be 2. So if we run the program again, excuse me, we can see that they're both 2's. So let's say we want to change both of these. We just have to go up here and change it once. So let's say 6. Now both of these will be 6, and this will be 6, and it changes the value of z. You run it again, as you can see, 6, 10. Uh, don't worry about this. This is just some debugging stuff. For your program, you won't really have this showing. Uh, well, you might, but this is just what I have right now. And you can see that if we add these two variables now, it will be 16, and the static will be 6. So variables will help you change values faster and more efficiently through your code. Um, if you have a very big code, you wouldn't want to go do it and change all of these 2's to, let's say, 6's. All you have to do is go into here and change the value of your variable. And that would be um, the first tutorial. Uh, yeah, that's it.